Boom, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're looking at Journey Together today, getting a little bit of an update on the set as we race towards release weekend. So sit back, relax, and welcome to PokeMarketLab. All right, folks, we are fast approaching the release of the set on March 28th. It is pumping, and it's pumping pretty hard. We're actually going to look at some numbers here from the set and see how it compares to other pre-releases, specifically Surging Sparks. So with that, let's get into it. So doing some comparisons here on pre-release numbers. So the numbers that we're pulling here and comparing are total boxes sold pre-release. So before November 8th on Surging Sparks, and obviously everything for Journey Together up until this point. Obviously, there's a couple weeks left to go on Journey Together. I just wanted to do an update here, but it's the consensus is already in on Journey Together spend. So what we did is we didn't just take the total boxes sold and multiply that by the average sell rate. We actually looked at each period of time. So we're capturing, so for instance, in Surging Sparks, there's a period of time where boxes were selling for about $100 a pop, right? And then the market started to pump. Boxes started to go up in price pre-release, right? This is really when the bull market really started for Modern, Scarlet, and Violet. So we actually looked at each period of time and multiplied that, boxes sold during that period of time by the average price. So it's a pretty accurate number. It's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty good. And the consensus here is, of course, that Journey Together is really pumping hard in terms of pre-release numbers. So looking at Surging Sparks there on the right-hand side, about 4,700 boxes sold pre-release. So before November 8th, the total spend again of about $640,000. And we have 2 weeks to go on Journey Together, and we're already way past boxes sold at 5,100, 58 boxes, and an average spent over $1 million total on boxes so far. And this is just booster boxes right now. Obviously, there's a lot of other products out there. Everything for Journey Together is hot right now, including ETBs, which we're going to look at here in a second. But what does this mean for Journey Together? Does this mean it's a great set? Does this mean it obviously means it's popular? It obviously means the market thinks that things are going to keep going the way they're going. With booster boxes, let's look at the sales charts here from TCG Player. So Journey Together is sitting at about $335 a box, and Surging Sparks at $255 a box. So this is most of the about 90% of the price of a Surging Sparks box at this point pre-release. So again, what does this mean? It's hard to, what can we infer from the data, I guess was what I'm trying to get at. It doesn't, in the short term, I don't think this is necessarily a vote on the set. I've said my piece on this before. I don't think Journey Together is a Surging Sparks level set. However, again, there's people in the market that love these sets that are full of trainer and trainer Pokemon. So, and we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that with Destined Rivals as well. So, there's certainly a part of the market that loves those type of cards. But a lot of this is baking in the assumption that the market's going to continue going in the direction it's been going. So you have the collector side of things. There's certainly a lot of people that love Journey Together, which again is the battle partner set from Japanese Pokemon. But I think there's a lot of investors too, and a lot of speculators specifically, that are assuming the product's going to keep pumping, and that there's going to be a ton of money to be made in this product. And we don't know what's going to happen with the market in the next 6 months from now. So it's probably a safe determination these boxes will hold a pretty premium price. It doesn't make sense to me, again, versus Surging Sparks. I'd rather pay literally $20 more and get a Surging Sparks box versus Journey Together. That's my own vote. Journey Together boxes are a little different. We have that promo, that box topper that's coming there. That's going to add some juice, whatever you want to call it, to the to the allure of that booster box. So looking at these charts here for Surging Sparks, you can see here that early in its release cycle, all the way down to about $110 a box. And then we started to get previews, and the previews were really good. And the market was already strong for Scarlet and Violet. We were already seeing some strengthening there for the market. And then again, we started seeing previews for Surging Sparks, and it just started to pump hard. So it was really a delta of $110 a box to pre-release here of over $200 a box right before release. And we saw some really strong volume action, obviously some really strong price action. So typically when you see a diversion of volume of sales to price, usually you start to that volume as it drops will start pulling that price down, and we really haven't seen that. It's been really strong post-release. We have seen some weakening in the singles, which would to be expected over a period of time, but really strong on this box. And we just really obviously don't know what's going to happen with Journey Together. I foresee it being strong. I don't know that I foresee it holding 240 post release. I think there's no people talking about short printing again, allocations being low. That means nothing as it relates to print volume, how large this printing is. It means nothing. It just means that there's so much demand from every single store that the pie of available booster boxes is sliced up so thin that everyone thinks that everyone's getting less of the product, even if they are typically a large store. So just less to go around because there's so much demand and they got to spread it then. So Journey Together prices have been pretty stable up until this point. So we can see here on the chart, it was pushing up against 200, sitting at 200 for a while. And it was only recently that we've seen that price start to go up and start to push. And again, a lot of people are assuming that things are going to go the way they've been going for a period of time. And there's just going to be a ton of money to be made on this product. And this is just a vote of confidence in the product pre-release. We are seeing the volume of sales start to dry up a little bit. And again, I think that's just a representation of the price. I think that's a little bit of vote on the price that says, hey, this is a little much for a product again versus Surging Sparks. It's tried, it's proven to be pushing up against that price. Seems a little bit crazy to me. Again, I did not buy any Journey Together over MSRP. So that was kind of the line in the sand. I'm saying, I'm not willing to buy at $200 to $240 a box, and then the market corrects on it, and then I'm stuck with a box I paid way more than I should have for. That's just my vote. Again, I'm probably not in lockstep with the market in terms of appreciating the cards in the set necessarily. It's just not for me. So I am a value investor. I want to look at the cards in the set. I don't just want to buy because the market's telling me it's a good product. I want to believe it's a good product. That's how I think everyone should vote. I think regardless of whether that's stock market, this asset class in terms of, printed cardboard, whatever you're doing, it should be stuff that you love. Because at the end of the day, if it goes to zero, I want to love it. I want to have something that I appreciate. All right, moving on to the ETB. I do not understand the price on this. $120 a box. This is the regular ETB, not the Pokemon Center ETB. That is doing Pokemon Center ETB things right now. This is the regular Elite Trainers box. Booster box price per pack is $6.60 right now at that 240 we just talked about, versus this Elite Trainer box at 120 is $13 per pack. So I don't know if there's not enough of these listed on TCG Player. There's going to be way more that hit the market post release here. Whether that brings the price down or not, this is certainly makes no sense to me. I would even Surging Sparks Elite Trainer boxes are they were sub 90. I don't think they've climbed above 90. Sub $90 a pop. We still see those periodically come into stock in big box stores like Macy's, Target, and so on and so forth. So this just does not make sense to me. The promo I think it's a good promo. I do think it's a good promo, but the one from Japanese and Enzura is not selling for over $5, $6, $7 a pop tops. So it's not like this crazy promo or anything like that. It's certainly not a prismatic level promo or like a Obsidian Flames level promo with the Charmander. Certainly not like that. So this is just this is stupid money, paying $100 to $120 a pop for ETBs. I don't think that makes sense. Again, and now, hey, if you're opening boxes and you're like, I don't care, I just want to open boxes at $120 a pop. I don't care if I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for price to come down. That's obviously your prerogative with money, but for me, that is far too expensive. Okay, looking through some of the SIRs. First here, we got Lily's Clefairy. That's going to be certainly one of the top ones for the set. Hop Zacian Salamence EX, probably one of my favorite SIRs from the set. And then going down, Iona's Belly Bolt's going to be really popular, I think. And then some of my other favorite cards. Let's see here. We get into some of the IRs. We got Noibat. We got Hops Wooloo, I think is cool. And then, of course, Wailord. I think I've heard a lot of people talking about Wailord, so I think it's not, from a rarity standpoint, it's going to be a lot more common of a card. But I think from a popularity standpoint, there's a lot of people talking about that. So that would have been awesome if it was an SIR. That would have the price on that card, I think, would be in the top 3, top 4 in the set, I think. A couple other good ones here. Iona's Kilowattrel, I think, is a really good looking card. And so there's definitely stuff to love. Certainly some good cards in the set. Again, it's just it doesn't blow me away. Looking at Surging Sparks, I just see a lot more. You get that Pikachu EX, which I have one. I absolutely love and adore that card. This Melodic EX has done really, really well. Of course, you got Latios and Latios. And we have even down into the IRs here. We got Bravery Aries, been really good. Skarmory's done really well. One of my favorite cards that I have, Slackoff. Just some really good artwork here. This Dug Trio I picked up recently. Plenty of really good stuff all the way down, even cheap cards here. Star Ledge is great. I have one of these. Sfeel over here, I have one as well. Some really good cards. Cast forms on my list to pick up. So I just think that the depth of really solid cards is just much deeper in Surging Sparks. Again, I don't understand from a price standpoint where the market's coming at from Journey Together, but we'll see. We got to get to release. A lot more product hits the market, and we'll see what happens long term. And it's certainly going to be a wild ride. And that's it for today on PokeMarketLab. We'll see you on the next one.